Sultan Muhammad bin QASIM is one of the most celebrated figures in Islamic history, particularly for his pivotal role in the conquest of Sindh, modern-day Pakistan, during the early Islamic expansion. His story is one of youthful ambition, remarkable military strategy, and the establishment of one of the first Muslim empires in the Indian subcontinent. Born around 695 CE, Muhammad bin QASIM's legacy as a commander and ruler would shape the history of South Asia for centuries to come. Early life and background. Muhammad bin QASIM was born into a well-established and noble family in Taim in the Arabian Peninsula. As a young boy, Muhammad was educated in the traditions of Islam and the arts of military strategy. His early exposure to the world of politics and warfare was to prove invaluable in his later years. His military career began at a young age. When Muhammad was just 17 years old, the Umayyad Caliphate was embroiled in a conflict with the Indus-Sassanid kingdoms of Sindh, which were located along the Indus River in present-day Pakistan. Sindh was a rich, prosperous region, but also a land resistant to foreign rule. The Caliphate had long sought to spread Islam and its influence into the region, which had significant trade routes and strategic importance. The call to battle. In 711 CE, the Umayyad Caliphate, under the rule of Caliph al-Walid I, sent an expedition to conquer Sindh, with the aim of spreading Islamic influence and establishing the Caliphate's control in the region. The Sindhi ruler, Raja Dahir, was the last king of the Sindh region, and his kingdom was a significant obstacle to the Muslim expansion. After various attempts to gain influence and pacify the region failed, Muhammad bin QASIM was appointed as the leader of the military campaign at the young age of 17. Although youthful in age, Muhammad was known for his strategic brilliance and leadership qualities. His appointment was a bold and calculated move by the Umayyad Caliphate, recognizing his potential despite his age. He would soon demonstrate that his abilities far surpassed the expectations placed upon him. The conquest of Sindh in 711 CE, Muhammad bin QASIM set out with a force of around 6,000 soldiers, including cavalry, infantry, and elite archers. His first major battle came when he reached the Indus River, where he faced Raja Dahir's army, which was much larger. Raja Dahir's forces, well fortified and ready to fight, sought to defend the region's strategic cities. Muhammad, despite his smaller force, demonstrated his exceptional military strategy and use of terrain. He chose his battles wisely, avoiding direct confrontations unless it was advantageous. His initial victory at Dabal, present-day Karachi, was achieved through a clever combination of surprise attacks and effective siege tactics, which forced the defenders to surrender. Muhammad's use of naval support to cut off supply routes played a key role in his early success. Muhammad's forces swiftly captured the city of Dabal, which was a key port in the region. The victory allowed the Muslim forces to establish a stronghold in the region. After this initial success, Muhammad's forces moved on to the next major city, Nero, and then on to Sindh's capital, Multan, where they faced fierce resistance. However, Muhammad's ingenuity, leadership, and firm belief in his cause led to a decisive victory in Multan. Raja Dahir, who had retreated to a fortified position in Rori, sought to protect his kingdom's final stronghold. Despite a prolonged siege, Muhammad bin QASIM's forces were relentless, and Dahir's army was eventually crushed. Raja Dahir was killed in battle, and his kingdom fell to the Umayyads. Establishment of Muslim rule in Sindh. After the defeat of Raja Dahir, Muhammad bin QASIM's military campaign continued to expand throughout the Sindh region. His rule was characterized by a balance between military might and diplomacy, as he sought to establish order, protect his territories, and implement Islamic principles. Muhammad was known for his tolerance toward the local population, including Hindus and Buddhists, who made up the majority of the people in the region. He allowed them to practice their religions freely, as long as they accepted Muslim rule. This policy of religious tolerance helped secure the loyalty of the local population and created a sense of peace within the newly conquered territory. Governance and legacy. Muhammad bin Qasim was not only a military leader, but also a ruler who focused on governance. He implemented a system of justice based on Islamic principles, ensuring that laws were applied fairly. He introduced a tax system known as jizya, which required non-hostiles to pay a tax in exchange for protection and religious freedom. Under his leadership, the region flourished, with new trade routes established, agriculture improved, and the economy expanded. He also encouraged the spread of Islam in the region, and many local rulers and citizens embraced the new faith. His campaigns brought the Indus Valley into the fold of the growing Islamic world, with the establishment of a lasting Muslim presence in South Asia. His success also laid the groundwork for future Muslim dynasties in the subcontinent, including the Delhi Sultanate and the Mughal Empire, the fall of Muhammad bin Qasim. Despite his early successes and the rapid expansion of the Umayyad Caliphate in the region, Muhammad bin Qasim's tenure as governor was short-lived. In 715 CE, after only 4 years of rule, Muhammad was recalled by the Umayyad Caliphate. The reasons for his recall are debated by historians. Some believe it was due to political infighting within the Umayyad court, while others suggest that jealousy over his success and his growing power in the region led to his downfall. Upon his return to Damascus, Muhammad bin Qasim was imprisoned and shortly after executed on the orders of the Umayyad Caliph, Al-Walid II. Despite his tragic end, Muhammad bin Qasim's legacy as a conqueror and a ruler remained intact, especially in the historical and cultural memory of the people in South Asia. Legacy and influence. Muhammad bin Qasim's conquest of Sindh marked the beginning of Islamic rule in the Indian subcontinent. Although his direct rule was brief, his efforts laid the foundation for the expansion of Islam in the region, which would flourish in the centuries to come. His success also opened the door for future Muslim rulers to establish their empires across South Asia, including the Delhi Sultanate and the Mughal Empire. His tolerance, justice, and effective governance set a precedent for future Muslim rulers in the subcontinent. His achievements in spreading Islam, establishing law and order, and fostering trade and cultural exchange are still remembered in the region today. Muhammad bin Qasim's journey from a young, ambitious commander to the conqueror of Sindh remains one of the most inspiring tales in Islamic history. His courage, wisdom, and determination to fulfill his mission left a lasting imprint on South Asian history, ensuring that his legacy would live on for centuries to come. Conclusion. Sultan Muhammad bin Qasim was one of the earliest Muslim figures to leave a lasting impact on the Indian subcontinent. His military prowess, administrative acumen, and vision for a just society made him a figure revered not only in Islamic history, but also in the history of South Asia. His conquest of Sindh set the stage for the spread of Islamic culture, governance and religion throughout the region, changing the cultural and political landscape of South Asia forever. His story is a testament to the power of leadership, vision, and perseverance.